Am I the a-hole for reading a hurtful journal entry after my brother and his wife read my private journals? Growing up, I 32 used to journal. To my knowledge, no one knew about it or read the heartfelt thoughts I recorded, and if they did, they never disclosed that my privacy had been breached. Journaling became a source of comfort, so I continued well into my teenage years. As a male, I felt a bit self-conscious about it, so I used to hide this fact. My parents are moving, and since they've had this house since my childhood, there's a lot of packing, organizing, and decluttering to do. As they're older, they need some help, so my brother 39 and I came over to assist. While helping them, I found my brother and his wife 38 huddled together, snickering as they read through a journal. It was just a regular composition book, but instinctively I knew it was one of my special journals by their stupid giggles. So I asked, "Isn't that my?" as I walked over. I didn't know exactly what they were reading, but I knew it was obviously personal and none of their business. I told my brother to give it back, and when I reached for it, he told me to chill and snatched it back. We ended up wrestling over the book, causing enough commotion for my parents to come and see or ask what was going on. He says something like, "You guys have to hear this," and starts reading the entry out loud. His wife is outright laughing, and he's struggling to read full sentences without breaking into laughter. The memory of what they're reading comes flooding back, and I feel a wave of huge embarrassment. I was 15 at the time, and my 22-year-old brother had just started dating a girl, his now wife, who I thought was hot and way out of his league. That journal, without exaggeration, is nearly 2 decades old, and yet they were getting a real kick out of themselves, exchanging comments to my detriment and wanting to take pictures of the page. My annoyance turned to irritation. Yes, she was attractive, but within 2 years of their relationship, I realized she was ugly inside. I still feel the same way today. I vividly remember writing something harsh about her in one of my journals when I was 18. It stands out because it happened right after my grandmother passed away, and her behavior during our time of mourning felt selfish and insensitive. She's still that kind of person, so I retrieved the journal that contained that particular passage and read it aloud too. I'll admit what I wrote was mean and about how negatively I perceived her character. I told them everything written was my most up-to-date view of her, as nothing has changed about them. I truly find them insufferable and unpleasant people. Things went quiet, and then my brother acted like he wanted to fight me. They eventually left. Now, days later, my brother is blaming me for triggering her depression, which I didn't even know she struggled with. He says she's been questioning her character, and my words are really getting to her. I reminded him of the passage I wrote when I was 15, the one they read aloud and found so amusing, and suggested he refer back to that if he wants to cheer her up. He's telling anyone who will listen that I unnecessarily hurt his wife's feelings and that I'm an a-hole. So, am I the a-hole here?
Here are the top comments.
Not the a-hole they wanted to read your innermost thoughts and feelings. You only gave them more of what they wanted.
Not the a-hole. They tried to cherry-pick your perceptions of them while violating your privacy. They were okay with you being the butt of the joke, but thin-skinned when they were unflatteringly addressed themselves.
Not the a-hole, and it turns out you were right all those years ago. I'd go no contact with them both. First, send them this post so they can see that everyone else thinks they're people too.